What's up, guys? Before we begin, I just want to say if you haven't checked it out already, check out my article in USA Today. Well, it's not my article exactly, but I was featured in an article in USA Today on May 12th, this past Wednesday, in the What's with Whitney article. It's an article about Whitney Houston and her voice, and I was consulted by Edna Gunderson, the pop music critic for USA Today, to give my expert opinion on what I felt the deal was with that. So if you get a chance, check it out. You can check it out online. I'll post a link at the bottom wherever YouTube is posting them now. There'll be a link around the video somewhere, and so check that out when you get a chance. It's pretty cool, and so I think you'll like it. Can someone learn to sing? This is a question that I get probably more than any other question out of all those that I receive. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised it's taken me so long to do a video on this specific topic. I answer a lot of you guys back through email and stuff like that, but I figured why not just do a video about it and just knock it out forever. So the short answer is yes. Yes, you can learn to sing. And like any other athletic feat, there are some who have more of a natural aptitude for it, who seem just naturally more adept at the skill of the art of singing or music. And that's fine. But that doesn't mean that someone with less natural ability, quote unquote, can't develop it. And I see examples of it every day. I see examples of it all the time with my own students. I see examples of it with mainstream artists. When it comes to people who can't sing, quote unquote, I break them down into three categories. The first category is the person who has a weak ear. Some people, they have the tone, they have all the parts there to create a beautiful sound with their instrument, with their voice, but they have difficulty coordinating their voice with what they hear. They have difficulty hearing the proper pitch. They have difficulty hearing that key and understanding how to sing in tune with that key. And a lot of times it's because they didn't grow up in choirs or with music in the home or really singing. And they're just, for whatever reason, that ability has not been developed or that skill hasn't been developed. But it is so developable. It's possible to develop it. I'll give you a typical example of what I experienced with one of these ear challenge students. Recently I had a new student and we started off with basic scales, like a dun 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 dun, ah. But when I would play that, what he would give me is ah, way off from what I had played. But it was still somewhat the right melody as far as the intervals between the notes, so I could get that some part of his brain was processing it, but he wasn't connecting that I'm down here and he is up here, and he wasn't connecting that. And so we spent that whole lesson trying to get him to match pitch. That dung means and not or and that might seem obvious to many of you. So a lot of you might say, well, duh, that's crazy, but some people just don't hear it. It doesn't mean you can't learn it. It just means that right now you're not getting it. So just like with anything else, with like math or anything, you just can get tutored in it and you learn how to do it. And it's really that simple. The second category is the person who has anywhere from a okay to a great ear, a superb ear, but just has poor vocal coordination. Sometimes I'll get students who are accomplished pianists or violinists or guitarists, and their ear is there. They might even have perfect pitch, but when it comes to singing a song, they're not used to coordinating their voice properly to create the kind of tone they want, or even to reach the high pitches that they want or the strong pitches that they want. These people are usually the easiest for me to teach because their ear is there. Singing is 80% hearing. If you can hear it, then you can manipulate your sound accordingly. Teaching the science of how to produce that sound is relatively easy. Really, I do it every day, and it's pretty consistent, the transformations that I see. To learn how to breathe properly, how to find your mix, how to sharpen that tone and make it clearer, make it more powerful, it's not that difficult. So these are the students who, they'll sing off sometimes, but they're well aware of it, and they'll cringe at an off note and like, or they'll hold on to the right pitch by really squeezing a lot. And so the problem is, like I said, the ear is there, they're just not quite sure how to produce that tone. And that can definitely be taught, without a doubt it can be taught. The final group, the third group, is the most annoying group for me to work with, but again, they can be taught. It's the person who just won't get out of their way. A lot of people, and this is a lot of people, when they were 6, they were told that they couldn't sing when they were singing happy birthday at their cousin's birthday party or something, or when they were 10 they were laughed out of the school choir, or they had some kind of bad experience and they're closed up, or maybe they just grew up in a very reserved family. These people are very self-conscious, very insecure, and they're just afraid to make any kind of mistake or any kind of wrong sound, and as a result they hold themselves back. So it's not so much that they don't hear it, it's not even so much that they don't have any natural vocal ability whatsoever, but they just won't get off their own case. They're so hard on themselves that even before they make the sound, they're like, I'm just so embarrassed, I don't even know where to start. And they just, it's like you just want to shake them. And they're just so hard on themselves. And even when you make some of these people aware of it, it can be hard to work through. There are some lessons that I'll have, whereas instead of a voice lesson, it sounds more like a therapy session, and we just talk through, why are you holding yourself back like this? Why are you stopping yourself? Why are you doubting yourself before they even put the tone out? They told themselves, this is going to be wrong. This is going to sound bad. This is not going to be good. He's going to laugh at me. He's going to tell me I have no chance. I have some students that come to me, and the first thing they'll say is, just be real with me. Just let me have it, the full thing. Like, don't hold back. If you think I'm horrible, just let me know. If you think I have no business doing this, just let me know. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So like, if me telling you that you can't do this is going to stop you from doing it, then you can quit now. And I've said that before. Because you're going to have no shortage of people telling you that you can't do it. No matter how good you are, there's going to be haters. Like, just get used to that, But when they have such a pessimistic attitude, it's like they come in prepared to receive negative critique and harsh critique. And I could tell a lot of times those people grow up with a lot of negative input from family, a lot of negative reinforcement from friends or from wherever you're at. Maybe you went to a performing arts high school, everybody was really harsh, or there were some mean girls that put you down, whatever. But for those people, it's easier said than done, but you just got to get over it. You have to. You got to get out of your own way, because whoever implanted those ideas in your head, they've moved on with their lives. They're doing whatever. Either they're being jerks to somebody else, or they just have forgotten about you. And so you need to get past that for your own good and move past it. So that's the third one. Finally, I get some people who say, well, I've taken voice lessons, but it didn't make a difference. And I don't really hear a difference after I've studied with whomever. And to be honest, your voice teacher just might suck. So not all voice teachers are created equal. Some are just not good. And what's funny is that I know so many voice teachers have these huge egos and very pompous attitudes about, no, it should be done this way, this should be done that way. But my thing is, can you affect change in your students? Does your student sound different by the end of the lesson? Or are you giving them some kind of BS about it takes 3 years for you to really see a difference? That's bull. And if your teacher is telling you that kind of stuff, then red flag. Yes, you're going to continue progressing for as long as you sing. You never really stop growing, but it shouldn't take you 3 years or even 1 year to begin seeing results. That's ridiculous. Another thing is, many students have a good teacher and they just don't work. Vocalization, daily vocalization is important. I have a lot of students who I meet, again, every day, who talk about how bad they want it, and then the following week when I see them again, I'm like, well, did you practice? And like, well, I got like, on Tuesday I practiced, but then on Wednesday, my friend invited me to a party, and then on Thursday my girlfriend called me and it's this and that, and they have all these excuses. I thought you wanted it so bad, but obviously you don't. You like the idea of it so much. It sounds cool to say you want it so bad, and everybody says that, but few people actually act on it, and that's why few people actually make it. Because a lot of people say, I want it so bad, but you're not willing to do what it takes. There's no sacrifice. There needs to be daily practice, daily. Even at times when you don't feel like you're making the kind of progress you want, even at times when you hit a wall. I get these emails from people who are like, help, help, and they'll have like capital help and all these exclamation points, and this is the emergency, and I've been practicing and practicing and practicing all week, and I'm 12 years old and I still can't do it. And I'm like, wow, 1 week of practice, and you're freaking out already? Like, calm down. Like, it takes work. Like I said, it may not take 3 years, but you're not going to master your voice in 1 week either. So give yourself, have patience with yourself, cut yourself some slack, and really set little goals and be aware of the progress that you are making. you should be progressing each week, but if you can't suddenly belt out high notes like Christina Aguilera after like one lesson, then all is not lost necessarily. You know, just you can keep working at it. You know, so these people with these vocal emergencies kill me because you're just so impatient, and if you're so easily frustrated, this is going to be a very difficult journey for you. Be patient with yourself. Be patient. There should be steady progress, but don't aim for the moon in one day, because you know it takes time to unlearn the old bad habits that you probably accumulated and to learn the new, freer ones. And so just be patient. Don't freak out. In conclusion, it's very possible to learn to sing. Just understand that there may be some obstacles in the way, but if you're willing to work hard and you have the right help, you can overcome those obstacles. So it's just about perseverance and discipline. If you go to aapproach.com, you can find out how you can take live lessons with either myself or one of my associate vocal coaches. And you can also get information on our home study programs, which are top notch. You know, I'm kind of biased, but I think they're pretty awesome. And you can read thousands of testimonials online on the YouTube videos alone, or even on the comment section on my channel page. So that's it. I hope this answers some of you guys' questions, and I hope that for some of you, it instilled in you some hope that you can do it, and you just got to be prepared to make up your mind that you're going to go for it. Don't let anybody tell you any different. So until next time, peace.